Well, no, but I mean,
Just got it from your closet.
He dressed up for Gus's birthday. He forgot it was yesterday.
Everybody ready?
yeah.
All right, Coach, you want to talk a little about practice?
Okay, we've had a solid 2 days of practice. Thought our focus was good. I think our guys are getting in that mode this time of year about getting in a rhythm of practicing and routine, which is a good routine.
What are the plans with Patrick Miller having not played in that last game? You said he's ready to go, but what do you want to do with him this game?
Well, I mean, you know, the good thing is we're getting a little healthier, and that means we have more depth. We started games, we have a lot of confidence in him, and you know, we know he can play at any time. And matter of fact, if he needed to start, he could start, and we'd feel good about it.
How good do you feel about that line you guys have used these last 4 days?
Well, I mean, you know, we played pretty well last week. You know, the good thing is we've got the line last week, and then Pat's getting healthier. And you know, you're always saying about depth this time of year too.
Gus, how is he taking this? Because this is now back-to-back years. Last year was a different circumstance, certainly, but this is back-to-back years where you started the season and then lost the job.
Well, he hadn't like lost the job yet. It was because of injury. I mean, he still could play this week, and you know, so I mean, he's handled everything well, and he's a big part of what we're doing.
Along those lines, how impressed have you been with Devontae Danzy?
What's that?
How impressed have you been with Devontae Danzy?
You know, I think he's improved. You know, he had a good fall camp, and you know, he's played quite a bit this year, and I think he's gotten better when he's been in there.
How much is this game, you think, about withstanding, you know, their charges? Ole Miss maybe getting up a touchdown or two and feeding off their home crowd and be able to push through that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping we're not planning on that, but if it does happen, I mean, you got to be prepared. But you know, the big thing I think is we got to protect the football. They're so good at getting turnovers. As a matter of fact, they score on turnovers. I think that's a critical thing, and you know, they got very talented receivers. They make big plays in the passing game. So I think the two factors are we got to protect the football, and we got to keep them from having explosive plays. And you know, so that's kind of the plan.
Does that affect how you use like a Rock Thomas?
Well, we put him in there. You know, he's done good with his ball security so far. I mean, we put him in there the first road game, and he played more this past week and protected the football. So, you know, at this point in the year, I mean, from a coach, I mean, you put guys in there that you got confidence in there that will protect the football.
Yeah, that's explosive plays for you guys on offense. Though is always a big thing. They don't give up a bunch of them. How important is it to get
Yeah,
some?
you're exactly right. They don't give up a bunch. I mean, and we're at our best when we get some explosive plays. And against a very good defense, you've got to have explosive plays to be successful. So that'll be a big key too.
As you said, starting off fast is big anytime, especially for this team. But the last 2 road games really have struggled with that starting off. How do you kind of get over that hump?
Yeah, you know, we got to do a better job of getting out the gate with a little more success. And you know, we're working hard on that. It's a little bit later in the year, so you know, hopefully we'll respond in a better way than we did the first 2 road games.
Because how hard is it for someone who likes to do the things you like to do offensively, if you get into a game with a defensive team like that where maybe it's a low scoring kind of deal? Is that frustrating for you as a play caller coach?
You know, I mean, you know, you coach long enough, you experience a lot of different things, and you just gotta get a feel for the game. And then once you get a feel for the game, you just do the best you can to give your players the best chance of winning and being successful. And you know, they're a very good defense.
Has Jermaine Whitehead returned to the defense?
He's still on the scout team, and but he's doing some special things.
Has he changed his spot on kickoff return?
He still has a couple different roles on kickoff return.
Anything else?
I guess I wanted to ask, how do you gauge the progress of a guy like Marcus Davis when his numbers just through 7 games aren't anywhere near what they were last year? Not just partially because of Duke, but it's just hard for kind of.
Yeah, I tell you what, but he does a lot of things that stats don't show. He's an extremely good blocker. You know, he runs good routes sometimes to get other people open. You know, he's a guy that we definitely feel like we can count on. And you know, he'll have one of those games. I truly believe, you know, before the season's out, that will be a definite factor. You know, even in the receiving end.
With Nick, and talking about ball protection, he's done a much better job this year. What do you think was kind of the turning point for him in helping that along?
You know, he worked hard in the spring. You know, and that was just a point of emphasis for him to protect the football better. And you're exactly right. He's been protecting it better, and you know, that's a positive thing.
Along the same lines as Marcus Davis, is Melvin Ray kind of in that same situation? Just one of these games will be his game and.
Yeah, I mean, of course, he had a pretty good first game. He's a guy that we know we can count on. He blocks extremely well, does a lot of the things that stats don't show to help us win. And he's a guy we feel like we can count on.
I guess at this point, do you feel like, that Peyton Barber's a guy that you can count on just because he's got so few touches this year? It just seems like he's
getting a lot of practice time, and I've said before, we've got confidence in him. So we'll see what goes the rest of the year.
It's kind of an off-the-wall question, but a lot of children, a lot of fans are kind of dressing up as you for Halloween. When you see pictures like that, what does it do for you? I guess, does that make you smile? What's your reaction to some of that?
Yeah, it's pretty intriguing, I guess. Don't have really much of a comment about it, really.
You haven't been seeing kids come around the neighborhood with Gus outfit yet?
No. I don't get home till late, so.
All right, Coach.
Thanks. It is off the wall.